All right, so here we have the 14 colleges of interest to a high school senior includes six that are expensive, which is tuition more than $30,000, seven that are far from home, more than 200 miles, and two that are both expensive and far from home. Now, if the student decides to select a college that is not expensive and within 200 miles of home, how many selections are possible? Well, let's kind of, you can do this multiple ways, but let's kind of maybe draw a Venn diagram. So we have how many total colleges of interest? We have 14. And we have, let's say, the expensive ones we'll call A, that's the expensive, and B we'll call far from home. Okay. So we know six are expensive, we know seven are far from home, and we know two are both expensive and far from home. So we know that that's two. So, what do we want to look at here? So, if they decide to select college not expensive and within 200 miles of home. Okay, so not expensive and not far from home. Well, if it's not expensive, maybe we should change colors here. Let's do actually a highlighter and let's turn it to green. So, so we want not expensive. So, it's going to be somewhere out in this area here. And we want it to be within 200 miles from home. So let's change it to a blue. And so then if it's not B, then it's going to be basically, everything over here. And oops, that B is not part of it. Ah, that's not good. Oh well, we'll redraw that here in a second. So then there we go. And now let's see if we can get the highlighter again. And so it's going to be here and here and here and here. All right. So basically, it looks like what we need to do is this piece here where it's blue and green all together. So some of my greens got erased, but that's okay. So this area here is going to be not A and not B. So that would be A not and B not. And they say that's going to be something. We need to find what that is. So it's not A and not B. So we need to figure out what that is. Well, what we can do is we can first figure out how much is actually in the union here, basically. So the union is going to be what? Well, we said A was 6. If we add to that how much is in B, which is 7, and then subtract off the intersection, that's going to be what? 13 minus 2, so that's going to be 11. So there's going to be 11 that's going to be within this whole area here. And so that means how many is going to be out in this area here where it's kind of the outside. That's going to be 14 minus 11. So that's going to be 3. So that's going to be in what's in not A and not B. So I think I've drawn that maybe a little bit wrong. So maybe we shouldn't have all these in here. We just kind of messed all that up really. Because I'm so not in A is out here, not in B is out here, but we want the intersection. So the intersection is really kind of the area that's around them. That's the intersection of the not A and not B. So I gotta write what I mean is there. So that's the intersection is what's there. And so that's going to be our 3. All right, so then how many are here? Well, that's 3. Now, if the student decides to attend a college that is not expensive and within 200 miles from home during his first 2 years of college, and then transfers to a college that is not expensive but far from home, how many selections of the two colleges are possible? All right, so now let's think about this. So let's see if we can draw it properly the first time. All right, so we know there's two in this. That's our A, that's our B. We know that there's how many out here? There's going to be 3 out here. And so, let's see. We know that this whole thing, the B, we said was 7. So if we take 7 minus 2, there's going to be 5 in this area. And so that tells us that then we have not expensive, so it's going to be not A, so it's going to be basically everything out here, and also has to be far from home. So that's going to be here. So it's going to be basically what we have is going to be the 3 times the 5 because it's going to be out here and in here. So we have to multiply those together. So that's going to give us 15. And so that's going to give us 15 for this one. That's going to be fitting that definition there of uh, first time we have 3 because of this part here. The second time we have this number because of that. And so when we take that times that, we get 15 for this one. Okay. All right, so hopefully that will help on that one. Now let's move to another one.